Hey guys, what is going on? It is RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video, I'm back out at my local RC track and I have got my Losi SCTE. So this is my designated race truck right here. So this is what I only use for racing. And only recently, since I've gotten into racing, have I actually used it. For the longer time, this thing basically just sat on a shelf and was a shelf queen. But more recently, as you guys can see from some of the scratches on the bottom, I have actually been using it. I've used it a few times here at this track, and it's amazing. Like, really, it's a phenomenal machine. And then the other machine I have with me is my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, aka the Cheapest Traxxas Slash Project. And the thing you're going to notice about the Cheapest Traxxas Slash Project is I swapped out the tires. So I actually put a different set of wheels and tires on. These are actually the Proline, what are they called? The Proline Blockade Tires. So they have a very similar tread pattern to the ones that are on my race truck, with these very, very fine little nubs. Very, very similar, and these grip up amazing. So I'm hoping to get significantly better traction, because a lot of the guys I race against, all of them have four-wheel drive trucks, and I have no way of competing with them with my two-wheel drive Slash. I can't keep up. I don't have any pull around the corners, so if I'm gonna race them, I need to be able to hook up better than what I was, and none of my tires hooked up, none of them. And so I'm hoping these will hook up, but I do realize it's not gonna hook up as well as that, because that's a four-wheel drive truck, of course. This is only two-wheel drive. And I did have to glue these up myself. I actually glued them onto stock Traxxas Slash 4x4 wheels. And the reason why I went with these wheels is because I've been spinning out hexes, and I found a solution on my Traxxas Slash four-wheel drive. It is these right here. So if you peek down out in there, that little red aluminum piece, that's called a wheel hex claw. It's made by the brand GPM, and it basically wraps around the spokes. So it has the 12mm hex that goes within the wheel, but then it also has those little nubs that basically fit in between. There's 5 of them in between those spokes, and it basically distributes that torque to the outside of the wheel, not just the inside. So that makes it so much less likely to spin hexes. But the issue is, those hexes that GPM makes only work with stock Traxxas wheels. Traxxas Slash 4x4 wheels, I should point out. So that's why I had to go with some sort of Traxxas Slash 4x4 wheel. Otherwise, I can't use those. And even with like my Proline wheels, I was running the Raid wheels, I was still spinning out hexes. And even though those were the replaceable ones, every single time I replaced it, I was still spinning them out. And I loosened the slipper clutch a little bit, and it's the same result. Like, it was getting... I'm so over it. So I had to find a different solution, and so far it's worked very well on my Slash 4x4. I have it on all 4 corners. On this, I ended up only putting it on the back because these are the driven wheels right here. The front, I didn't feel like needed it. It does already have aluminum wheel hexes on the front, but since these ones aren't driven, I don't feel like these hexes are going to be stripped out. But the one thing I am a little concerned about is there feels like there's a little bit of binding. But I checked to make sure that nothing's binding. But I don't know. It sounds like something when I rotate this tire, like something's making some noise in there. And there's no play within the axles or anything. So I don't know if it's the back of that is rubbing up against something. Something's going on. But I'm hoping if I run it, it'll just, I don't know, wear itself loose and start running smoothly. So what I'm going to do in today's video, guys, I'm going to test this out. I'm super excited to find out. Just look at how awesome those tires look. Aren't those badass looking? And they look really good on the black and the silver beadlock wheel. I just thought that looked really cool, so that's why I went with it. And then, of course, I got my race truck, and the body's gotten even kind of beaten up on my race truck as well. In the few times I've used it, this body has not held up well. I already broke a piece off the back right here. It's already getting cracks in it. Paint's coming off here. Oh, and then also right here, I have another body that I painted up. So this is another body that I bought for my Losi SCTE 10, or 10 SCTE, whatever it's called. This is the version 1. I think they have 3 versions of it now. They have the 2.0, the 3.0. I don't think they have a 4.0 yet. Let me know in the comments if you know, if they do. But I painted this one up. This is a Team Losi body. It's a slightly different body. I'm guessing this is probably for the Losi SCT 3.0, because it's slightly different, just ever so slightly. You can see the hood scoop is slightly different between the two. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I painted this one up, and I painted it orange, but the thing is, I used fluorescent orange, and then I didn't have any paint to back it with. And since I didn't have any paint to back it with, normally I would back it with white paint or black paint. And in the end, all I could find in my garage was Plasti Dip. So I took the chance, and I used Plasti Dip to back this whole body, guys, and kind of mixed results. The issue is it started to pull away in spots. So right here, when I tried to drill out the holes for the body, when I used the reamer, you can see how it pulled at the plasti dip. If you're not familiar with plasti dip, it's basically just rubberized coating. But the other issue is it started to pull away in spots. So these spots where you see that it's brighter, like more fluorescent colored orange, like around the holes, that's where you can tell that the plasti dip pulled away from the body. So where it looks darker, that's where the plasti dip actually adhered better. And unfortunately, I had mixed results. Like I said, you can see a bunch of inconsistencies where the plasti dip, especially in some of these nooks where there's curves, where it started to pull away from the body, unfortunately. And I've yet to use this one. I'm gonna use this one kind of as my race/bash body. I don't really bash this thing, but my race body. And then I'll use this one once this one gets destroyed. But I don't know how well this is gonna hold up to bashing. Like I can already feel there's like a bubble, where was it? There's a bubble like right here. You can't really see it, but I can feel it. There's like a bubble in there. Oh, and right here too. You can probably see that one. See, you can see where the plasti dip actually lifted away from the body. Yeah, in the corners it especially does that. So that's probably just gonna break through, unfortunately, but can't really do much about that. That's what I'm doing in today's video, guys. I also might go ahead and get my, it's not a GoPro, but it's a DJI, what is it, Osmo Action. It's kind of like a GoPro. It's a cheaper version of GoPro. I might mount it up on my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, do a few laps, and then maybe also put it on my short course race truck, my Losi SCTE, and do some laps. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead. I'm going to get her hooked up. Both of them are going to be running on 3S, and let's go ahead and jump right into this video. All right, guys, I got her turned on. I've got my little DJI Osmo Action mounted on, so I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed. I think we're going to start filming right now. I hope that stays on. I hope it picks up decent video. But anyway, guys, let's just roll into it to begin with. I'm just going to go kind of easy. This thing just is an absolute monster on this track, guys. Oops. Keep in mind, I am trying to do this one-handed, which is not easy. It looks like it already moved. Did it? No, it didn't. I guess it's still how it was. I want to do a little bit faster lap, but it's just gonna... I'm gonna try to double that one right there. Ooh, my camera came off. All right, let's try that again. Hopefully it'll hold. I'm hoping it'll hold for at least a few good laps. That's the thing. I'm going very easy on it because I'm worried it's gonna fall off. But I also might mount it on my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, and then you guys can get a good comparison of point of view. This is significantly faster, but this has that pull out of the corners. So here we go. I'm gonna try to double this. And it fell off again. Unfortunately, guys, double-sided foam tape does not work very well to hold these mounts on. Unfortunately. I'll just have to hold the camera and show you guys how fast this thing goes around the track, because it's pretty darn impressive. Like, it's just so smooth, the way that it jumps, the way that it goes around the corners. It's just really, really impressive. See, that one I can actually double with this truck. With a two-wheel drive, I cannot double any of these. I can't get the traction out of the corners. This thing just has the ultimate traction. I mean, this thing's amazing. Just so much better pull out of the corners than any of my other trucks. Ooh. Into the curve. Ooh. What's that?
I like your key.
All right, there's just a kid over here checking out the RC cars. Said they were super cool. Stopped to talk to him for a minute. Ooh, that one was not smooth, but I did it. Like, this is just really on a different level. Overshot it a little bit. Double. Ooh. Hey, well, we're upright. I think this thing having a center diff is a lot of the reason why it performs so well. And then these tires just hook up so good. So good. Double. There, that was a nice double. Hopefully I got that on camera for you guys. Trying to do this one-handed, which is not the easiest. I wish I got point of view with this. I wish I could get some onboard footage, because that would be awesome with this truck, guys. There. Perfect. Ooh. So dusty out too. The pull of a four-wheel drive truck is just pretty darn amazing. All right, I think I'm gonna call that good. Hopefully I got some good footage on that. I wanna get my two-wheel drive Slash out and do some laps with that as well. But guys, if you're liking this video and like how the thing performs, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do a point of view with this one. I have this one held on with just double-sided foam tape, so hopefully on this two-wheel drive it will hold though. I don't know if it will, because I really like the point of view footage. I think you guys probably enjoyed as well. It's just hard to keep the GoPro or the camera mounted up without it falling off. It just wants to fall off. But here's the setup. This is going to be the first time running these tires, guys. I'm looking forward to testing this. I hope these hook up pretty good, because they weren't cheap. I want to say they were probably 25. What were they? They were probably like $25 for two or something like that. I don't know. I actually can't remember how much I bought them for, but they didn't come mounted either, keep in mind. So I had to mount them up on some wheels too. And the wheels, I think I got all the wheels for like 15 bucks maybe for all four. Maybe 20 bucks for all four, I can't remember. But anyway, let me go ahead and get her hooked up, and we'll jump right into running this thing and see how she does. So I'm just gonna turn it on right now, and hopefully she doesn't fall off. And hopefully we'll get some nice point of view. Like I said, there could be some binding going on, because something feels weird. There seems to be some type of, I don't know if it's a grinding, but like a clicking noise when I spin the tires. And there's some resistance within the drivetrain, so it might be coming from the back part of those wheel claw hexes. It might be rubbing up against something, I don't know. Right there, it sounds all right. But let's just, yeah, you can hear it right there. Hear that? Something is clicking for sure. I don't know what it is. I think it's the back part of the wheel hex must be rubbing up against something. I don't know. I might just run it though, because I checked it multiple times. Ooh. So weird driving this after just driving the Losi. I mean, that's like a thoroughbred. And this is like, I don't know, a quarter horse? I don't know horses, but if that's a terminology. If that's a thoroughbred, this is a quarter horse. So like, this can do a lot of stuff, but racing is not its specialty, I guess you could say. But this one does have a lot of upgrades on it at this point, guys. This thing's like not, I don't think anything's stock on this one anymore. It has the low center of gravity chassis kit. It's got the Proline Pro Series transmission. It's got RPM suspension arms, RPM shock towers, RPM front bulkhead. What else does it have? Oh, it has the Integy heavy-duty steel drive shafts. It's got these Proline Blockade tires. I guess the bumpers are still stock. The front and rear bumper is still stock on this thing, and the body's still stock. It does have the Proline clipless body mount system too. I guess the power system stock. It's a VXL3S. This is doing pretty good because it's very dry out and it's still performing pretty well. These are definitely hooking up well, especially for this being a two-wheel drive truck, guys. You know, it's not going to be as fast as the Losi I just had out, so I have to realize that, but like I'm actually able to get some of that power down. It has much more pull out of the corners than this thing ever did. So tires do make a huge difference, guys. And for racing, these tires seem to be like the type to go with, I think. Looks like the camera's leaning a little bit. I don't want it to fall off. There, it fell off, guys. Bummer. Let me go grab it. Yeah, the exact same thing happened. So now I know that that double-sided foam tape cannot hold this on. Gosh. I got a few good laps in, and hopefully I'll have to check this when I get home, but hopefully this picked up some good footage that I'll be able to throw into the video for you guys, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Those weren't really hard laps, though. I wasn't doing like race pace laps. I was just trying to get the hang of it, but unfortunately, I've explained how stuff doesn't usually go to plan. Whenever I plan on doing stuff, you know, doesn't always work out, so I just got to roll with the punches, I guess. But let me get back up over to the truck, and I'll try putting down some faster laps. I'll just have to show you with the outside camera. Now, this was the point that I was going to put some onboard footage of the Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive. Unfortunately, I had issues transferring the clip over from my DJI Osmo Action. I didn't have any problem getting the video clips from my Losi SCTE race truck, but for some reason I couldn't load the ones of my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, so I just have to apologize because I didn't get any footage for you guys on that, but don't worry, because there'll be videos coming in the future with that. So, but just stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the video. I think these tires look pretty cool, though. What do you guys think? They're not even worn in yet. They look almost like wider. I guess these are four-wheel drive tires, but I already had four-wheel drive tires on. But for some reason, they look wider. They probably are pushing out a little bit, but honestly, with the front, I've never had an issue with the tires touching the body. Now with this, I probably will a little bit, but it's never really caused enough of an issue where I can barely hear it. Because I think that's the reason why the four-wheel drive tires aren't supposed to be used on a two-wheel drive truck, is just because the front ones have a different offset, so they get tucked back in a little bit further underneath of this fender. Because as you guys can see, when the suspension compresses, since I have the less of an offset, these tires are pushed out further. So it overhangs, the tire overhangs, or pokes out, I should say, probably a 1/4 inch. But yeah, I don't think it looks too bad. All right, guys, let's try to get some decent laps in. But for a two-wheel drive truck, guys, she feels pretty smooth. I do apologize, there's kids over at the play equipment. There's kids right over at the play equipment, and if you hear some noises, that's probably them. So just bear with me. See, I'm still hearing that little ticking noise, but it's not anything super loud where I'm bothered by it, so I'll probably just let it go. Just sounds like something's maybe rubbing just the slightest bit. I don't even think I'm able to spin the Losi out, and this surface is so dry and so loose. It hasn't rained in like a month, so the track conditions have been basically the same. all the last few times I've been here, the track conditions have been dry. The dust is rolling. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, oh, I flipped it. Oh, and I'm upside down. But guys, if you are enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. Put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, and anytime you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, really, I really do appreciate it. It really motivates me to put out more and more content for you guys, and better content for you guys. So just keep on hitting that thumbs up button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so, or at least consider doing so, because I know like 85% of you guys that are watching these videos are not subscribed. So yet you're watching them, so you must enjoy them somewhat. So if you are enjoying the content, you don't want to miss any of my future videos coming out, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so then you'll be notified when I do come out with new videos, which I'm putting them out pretty regularly, multiple times a week. Little wide. I'm actually on the track where I'm standing. These Power Stroke shocks really hook up pretty well as well. Like, this thing's really becoming a pretty decent race truck. Like, I could use this probably as a two-wheel drive race truck, and it could potentially compete. Ooh. I've started to get used to this track. There, gave it a little too much throttle. She'll still spin out if you give her too much throttle. Yep, too much throttle there as well. How about launch from right here? Ready? Get set, go. You can see how well, holy crap, that nearly doubled that. You can see how well it hooked up. It almost did a wheelie, and this is straight up dirt. Let's try that again. This is straight up dirt right here, guys. Super loose dirt. The dust is rolling, and this thing almost pulled a wheelie, I swear. Here we go again. Yeah, it picked up those front tires just the slightest bit, which, that's nuts that these things have this kind of grip. I wonder as they get worn down, though, they'll probably start losing grip. But as for this first run, I'm super impressed. I wonder if these ones wear out pretty quick as well. These are the softest compound, by the way. So I think the compound for these Proline tires are called the M3 compound. So I think it's the softest compound they have, which when you go with the softest compound, that also means the least, usually that means the shortest lifespan also, because they wear out the fastest. Nice. Ooh, got a little off rhythm there, I guess you could say. The Power Stroke shocks are soaking up these bumps pretty good, though. You gotta have to hit that section right there, that little whoop section, in a rhythm. Like, the fastest way around this track is actually just to do solid laps, not do like an outrageously fast lap. Like, whenever we're doing the racing out here, it's whoever can like stay out of the crashes and just keep on going a steady speed without spinning out or doing anything crazy. That's whoever wins the race usually. Now, sometimes you have to push it, because sometimes when there's two trucks right next to each other and they're really battling for position, you know, you're really egging each other on. So you guys are kind of competing against each other, so it's much easier to make mistakes. Like when somebody's like right behind somebody trying to, you know, catch them, or also if somebody's chasing after you and you're just in front of them, you know, you get kind of nervous because they're catching you, so you drive a little bit faster to try to keep that little edge up, stay in front of them just a little bit. Off the track, actually. I still don't know if this thing can quite double it. Really none of these I don't think can be doubled. This one, these two are too far apart right here where you can't double these ones. These ones, the corner's too short where you can't really double these two. It's just these two over here that is possible. Let's see. there, I tried giving it the beans, and she kind of cleared it, but it was not a smooth landing. Kind of hit the hump of that. Ooh. It doesn't help also, like, to have any chance of doubling this with this two-wheel drive truck, you really have to take it wide too and try to get as much of this curve into this berm as possible to get as much run up to this jump to have any chance to double it. So, and I like usually taking it tight. Like, I'd much rather go slow and tight rather than go wide and fast. That's just me though. Keep on going. Should probably stop this video. Anyway guys, this might be the end of the video, but if you did enjoy the video, go ahead, give me a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Hopefully I'll get some racing videos going on this channel. That would be awesome.